Shalom, we'll start first by giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Hashem Chakodash. They belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone. Greetings, salutations, and blessings, but love unto you, elect. Shalom unto you. Shabbat Shalom from Las Vegas Church. And I'm going to try to continue to do some of these videos where it's linking the movie ideas, things that come to mind with these movies, with current events and prophecy. Okay, and in the news now, we have the Hunger Games. Okay, and we'll play I won't play the full clip. I'll add the full clip, Lord willing, to the description. You can watch the opening scene of the movie. Very good movie series. Okay, if you're into that type of thing. But look what this is. And I'll read along just to keep it, fair use. This is not for monetary gain or value, simply for educational and purposes. It says in Pennis, for their uprising, each district shall offer up a male and female between the ages of 12 and 18 at a public reaping. And it made me think of another movie, The Thinning, YouTube movie, The Thinning. Okay? And as soon as I saw The Thinning come out, it made me think of this, or whichever came first. But let's continue. These tributes shall be delivered to the custody of the capital and then transferred to a public arena where they will fight to the death until a lone victor remains. Okay. Henceforth and forevermore, this pageant shall be known as the Hunger Games. And that's the introduction. But it told you what it is. Now look at this. And this says, someone get me off this planet, please, right? Trump announces Patriot Games, a youth athletic competition celebrating United States' 250th birthday.
One young man and one young woman from each state and territory. Hunger Games, the first ever Patriot game. We've never seen anything like this, and we will never see anything like it again. You'll never see anything like it, and you'll never see anything like it again.
Which brings this, right? Black Mirror. Let me go to the top. This is Black Mirror episodes, right? Episode list on IMDb. And it says for the second season, second episode, White Bear. So Victoria, right, that lady there, wakes up and cannot remember anything about her life. Everyone she encounters refuses to communicate with her, and they all seem to know something she doesn't. But what? If you've seen that episode, it reminds you of that as well. Where, spoiler alert, okay, she got convicted of something. I won't give all the details away of that. And this was her punishment, to have her memory wiped and have her go through this all the time. And everyone that's there, she keeps seeing people and they're not communicating with her. It's because they paid to be in the action, so to speak. Okay? Along with her running around this town or whatever's going on. And not knowing what the hell is going on. Seemingly being stalked and tortured and all of that. Okay? Well, which leads us to another movie.
In the year 2017, an innocent man accused of a crime has a choice: hard time or prime time.
Sensational. Perfect contestant. I want him.
He must pay or play the running man.
On your mark.
I'll be back.
Go!
The highest rated TV show in history.
Guess they want us to stay.
It's a game between life and death.
Man, I couldn't get it to stop. But yeah, so that shows you that. This is from 1987. Okay. This is from 1987. Okay. Let's see if I get another one right quick.
Why would you want to kill yourself? Maybe I like the idea of choosing when I die instead of having somebody else choose for me. If someone offered you a good job, would you be interested? What kind of job are you talking about? We need someone to help us with our hunts out in the wilderness.
Are you sure about this one?
Oh, I'm sure.
Has he got courage? Gentlemen, I would like you to meet our new hunting guide, Mason. Here's a toast to the hunters and a prayer for the hunted. The hunt begins now.
Just let me get the door for you. Go.
We're not really gonna hunt him, are we?
He's nothing. He's less than nothing.
Come on, Mason!
I won't take any part in this.
Okay. Wow. Okay. And so they show you that right there. Okay. This is something in Esau's in his blood, man. This man loves this type of a situation. He loves that power. He loves that the ability to hunt and to kill. And he likes to make fun of it. But think, scripture that came to mind. Okay, Genesis chapter 4. I'll start at verse 8. And I'll move up down after I read a little bit. And basically it's talking about Cain and Abel. Okay, and the blessing or the situation the Most High set the world up for with Cain and his descendants. Okay, basically to play out everything that type of a man on the earth would the role he would play in the earth. Okay, to say it plainly and easily. You go from this and you pick up his descendant Esau. Okay, and it really is a spirit that came back out of Rebecca. Okay, and with the twin boys Jacob and Esau, cunning hunter, all of that. Okay, and this was no different than Cain. You look up, it says, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Okay, shows you what he was about. All right, he would grow things. He was a man outside, basically. So getting to this, it says, Genesis 4 and 8, and Cain talked with Abel, his brother, and it came to pass when they were in the field that Cain rose up against Abel, his brother, and slew him, because he was jealous of the offering that the Most High had respect to versus Esau versus Abel's. Okay. It says, and the Lord said unto Cain, where is Abel thy brother? And he said, I know not. Am I my brother's keeper? Wow. Proud. It says, and he said, what hast thou done? The voice of your brother's blood crieth unto me from the ground. And thou art cursed from the earth, and thou hast opened her mouth to receive thy brother's blood from thy hand. Right? You killed him, you murdered him. Cold blood, right? It says, when thou tillest the ground, it shall not henceforth yield unto thee her strength. A fugitive and a vagabond shalt thou be in the earth. And Cain said unto the Lord, Yahweh, my punishment is greater than I can bear. Behold, thou hast driven, and we through belief in this, that he cursed him with leprosy right then, but that's something else for another time. Anyway, it says, when thou driven me out from this day from the face of the earth, and from thy face shall I be hid, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth. How would anybody know if he didn't have a different pigment? How would he know? What was it about him that was different? Well, his pigment was different now. Okay, no different than when he was able to do it with Miriam. Okay, without getting into it, it says, and I shall be a fugitive and a vagabond on the earth, and it shall come to pass that everyone that findeth me shall slay me. And the Lord said unto him, therefore, whoever slayeth Cain, vengeance shall be taken on him sevenfold. And the Lord Yahweh set a mark upon Cain. There you go. Lest thou find him, lest any finding him should kill him. Okay, so he marked him, but it wasn't. Let's see what that word mark right there was. Wasn't thought. Well, let's see what word they used. Okay, Genesis 4:15. We're going down to the word mark in the blue letter. A mark. A wath. Sign, signal, a distinguishing mark, banner, remembrance, miraculous sign, omen. Okay, omen. Okay, when you look up, I'm gonna look up the word omen. Warning. And what's funny, the color for warning is what? Red, man. It says not the yellow that you people are thinking on the road, but the color red is a warning. Token, ensign, standard, miracle, proof. Okay, awath. Omen, prodigy, evidence, mark, miracle, sign, token. Omen, as a noun, it says casual event or occurrence supposed to portend good or evil, and that was the omen. That mark. Okay, he said on him, awath. To give indication of the future, and that same mark is who he would be revealed as in his time. Okay, and that's just common sense stuff. You ain't got to get all deep with it. It's just common sense. When you read it, it's just what the algebraic equation makes sense that way, right? Now back in Genesis 4, I'm gonna jump down. He goes and follows his life. Blah, blah, blah. Now you get down here to 22 with Zillah. It says, in Zillah, she also bare Tubal Cain, an instructor of every artificer in brass and iron. He was an iron worker, like a smith, swordsmith, or, you know. And the sister of Tubal Cain was Naamah. And Lamech said unto his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, ye wives of Lamech. Hearken to my speech, for I have slain a man to my wounding, and a young man to my hurt. Okay. Tells you what kind of man that was. He was a murderer. Okay. If Cain shall be avenged sevenfold, truly Lamech 70 and sevenfold. Okay. Drill rapping the idea to his wives. Hey, I can't be touched. If Cain was avenged sevenfold, I'm 70 and sevenfold, 77-fold, man. You know, which you allow that to go on in the earth, and what happens? That pride builds up in a man like that. All the way till you get down to the Edomites, all the way to now. Okay, Amalek, one of the dukes of Edom, on, and you see that this is what's playing out. This man just said, yeah, we're gonna have a Patriot game. And I've been thinking this before, long before this, with Beast Games, with Mr. Beast, and all of that. I put all that together, like, it sounds like they're just the same thing that they're building out of this reality TV, these game shows like Survivor, American Ninja Warrior, or Ninja Warrior. What's the other one? That Joe Rogan was on, Fear Factor. I used to watch my sister watched, and I watched with her, and some of the crazy stunts that they had these people doing, even though where they were safe, they had you in a car going off the side of a bridge or something crazy like that. and you have to be able to, once you hit the water, unbuckle and get out the car. You know, you have to be able to move like that. Once that adrenaline hit and thinks clearly, not everybody can do it. But anyway, it just seemed like when they were building up this whole thing or when it got built up, however you want to say it, of that taste for that reality TV. Because they thought when they went on a writer's strike, people were bored with those type of sitcoms and miniseries and TV series. Now, this new reality TV, even if it's a cooking show or a dating game, but you throw something like Fear Factor and it's like, ooh, I like this. This is like real life. So how much more when it's criminals and you're blending the political world, criminals in that position. Okay? And this just showing you that TV art, I've been saying it, art imitates life and life imitates art, right? Back and forth. Who starts it, the chicken or the egg, right? And that's what White Bear seemed like somebody was being hunted, right? But you go further, you get into this technology right here. It says this is season 2 also, episode 4. It's only 4 episodes in this season. It says 3 interconnected tales of technology run amok during the Christmas season are told by 2 men in a remote outpost in a frozen wilderness. Okay, and when you watch this episode, you learn that how do I say it? Basically, let me see if I can pull up a image of it at least. Okay, and I'm not going to play it all. I'll play a small piece of this. I'll try to remember to put this in the description as well, so you can check this out. Just this little clip of it, trailer, 2014's Black Mirror, but just a couple seconds of this. Should probably do it. The Apostle doesn't slow it down a little bit.
You ever been blocked?
Stop or I'll block you. Just please stop.
Touch you. Can't see or speak to them. There's just a shadow.
Is it set up?
You are all set and ready to go.
I don't want to be in here. I don't want to be in here.
It'll be much easier if you just comply.
A feature-length special.
Okay, and so this is what it becomes, right? This is White Christmas, the episode, and in the particular scene, to explain it, they just kind of show you. They had the ability to put somebody into this program, a little egg-looking thing, right? Put their subconscious in there, and there's the key. They put their subconscious in there, and now they have to live in that. Okay, and then they can speed up time, and they can do things to help to get you to play out a prison sentence. Okay, what does that sound like?
So they coming up with a new prison that allows inmates to serve years of their sentence in just a matter of minutes. So the criminals is gonna have a choice to spend tens of years behind bars, or they can make the choice to get the artificial memory implanted into their brain. So this process is called Cognify. And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient.
There's a new system out there. They're talking about the prison of the future, folks. It's a company called Cognify. Take a look.
Very stable.
This is Inception, a scene.
What do they dream for? 3, 4 hours each day. Dream time with this compound? About 40 hours each and every day.
Why do they do it?
Tell him, Mr. Cobb. After a while, it becomes the only way you can dream. Do you still dream, Mr. Cobb?
They come here every day to sleep.
No. They come to be woken up. The dream has become the reality.
You said it right there. They come here to be woken up. This is how they use it. The dream is the reality. Showing how you can lose. And I said it. Overview said, I'll grab the AI overview. Right? And what it says is what he said in the movie. The key from the inception They come here to dream, which is they come here to sleep, is what I couldn't remember, but that's what he said. He said, revealing the unsettling truth about the hotel visitors. They're so deep in the shared dream world that they've forgotten reality, treating the dream as their actual home to escape waking life. A core theme in the film about dream versus reality. Okay, and it's reinforced. It's a beautiful movie, one of my favorite movies. Okay, but the point is, this ability has been thrown around. And now you see it in common, current event of where they can send people to prison this way. Let's go back.
And the intent of it is to treat the criminal like a patient.
There's a new system out there. They're talking about the prison of the future, folks. It's a company called Cognify. Take a look at this video, right? Because you've never seen anything like this. It's a new concept that it rehabilitates artificial memories. But the thing is, I think your actual prison sentence is really short, but they kind of erase your brain. You down with that one?
They're going to try to...
Okay, remember this from The Matrix? Okay, remember this setup here? Okay. Remember this right here? That. Okay. That's what it looked like. Okay. This is they're looking at this, and they're looking at this whole system. This is a reality as well. Okay.
After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel empathetic.
The what?
After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel empathetic. After this process, when they re-enter society, they will be new and reformed, and they won't even be capable of committing any other crime. The chip can make the patient feel
empathetic. So telling your feelings what to do. How many movies do we have to go over with this? Okay.
Patient feel empathetic. Depending on the severity of the crime, the chip can also make you feel the emotional and physical pain of the victim and the family members. You can feel what they felt. So the process only takes about 7 minutes.
Okay, and this is the technology, and this can be implanted, though. That's the difference. Strange Days, 1995, another great movie. And look, when you watch these movies, they might, like this might just be a crime drama or whatever it is. The last one might be a sci-fi thriller or something like that. But when you put these together, and you take the key elements out of reality in it, it shows you what's on this man's mind. Okay, talking about the Edomite's mind. Okay, it says, Strange Days refers to the 1995 sci-fi film about futuristic VR experiences recorded via a wire headset, the Squid device, that lets users feel another's life. Focusing on a dealer of these sensory playback tapes, especially a snuff film that uncovers a conspiracy, blending noir, cyberpunk, and social commentary as the millennium approaches. Okay, and that was true even in 95. It was supposed to be 99. Okay, and they were talking about Y2K and all of that in that movie in 95. It became a real thing in 1999 for y'all that were around. It says, The Wire is the crucial tech, a wire-based headband recording full sensory data, offering total immersion into others' intense moments from ecstasy to death. And the thing is, in this movie or that technology, you can, it was on a black market, so it was untapped. So they, whatever experience you wanted, whatever memory you wanted, you can relive it. Okay, and that was the catch to it. And what do we see now? VR. Show you some of these images to this movie. Look, he's all the way in it. Some What's going on? Look at this. He's really there feeling the emotion of it. Okay. And that's that, right? Tapping in to his whole everything. All his thoughts and, okay. Really good movie. Check it out. Okay, yeah, Angela Bassett's in it. Really good movie. Another one of my favorites. Okay. And I won't play a video to it. Okay, what do we see in this? Tourists, this is CBS News. Tourists from 42 countries will have to submit 5 years of social media history to enter U.S. under Trump plan. The Trump administration is proposing to ask visitors from several dozen nations that enjoy visa-free travel to the U.S. to submit additional personal information before entering the country, including 5 years of their social media history, the Department of Homeland Security said in a notice this week. And this week was December the 10th. Okay, 2 weeks ago. All right, and this is what we see. And I got another something that ties you right into that, right? These movies and these shows tap you right into the image of the beast, which I'm not going to read that. I mean, I try to do an image of the beast video all the time. You can take this as that, or maybe there's another one. I'm sure there is. But hey, this is what we're seeing in modern times, all the way back.
Today, I'm going to explain a drama, science fiction series from Black Mirror Savior. This episode will have a device called Grain implemented behind their ear which can record everything they see, do, and hear. The device has the main function called Redo, which allows memories to be replayed either in front of the user's eyes or on a screen. The movie begins with a young lawyer, Liam Foxwell, who is attending a work appraisal at a law firm. After several conversations, he is required by the employers to conduct an exhaustive redo next week. Liam suggests that he is willing to do that now, but they insist to do that next week, which makes Liam think that the appraisal didn't go well and leaves the office with an unpleasant feeling. After leaving the office, Liam replays his memory of it and dwells on a seemingly insincere phrase used by his employers. Thanks to the Grain technology, all passengers at the airport are now required to perform a redo to ensure they have not been doing something suspicious in the previous day or week. Liam then...
Heard that? Okay. Anything suspicious in the day or week.
Thanks to the Grain technology, all passengers at the airport are now required to perform a redo to...
Okay. Look, this is what he's talking about. Okay. This is what 42 countries will have to do 5 years of social media. This is the same idea. This is where it's all heading. All roads lead to the MOT to the B. Okay, to the image of the beast. And its control. When I showed you in the episode White Christmas, what the part that they didn't say out loud is what I did show was the restriction. You ever been blocked? Okay, and if you've been blocked, there's nothing. It's a shadow. That's it. You don't get to see that person ever again and get to talk to them. They don't hear you. You don't hear them. None of that. You just see that there's somebody blocked. Okay, and so the control is what it's really about. All right. It gives these Edomites, these elite Edomites, what do you call it? Godlike power. I would say omnipotent power, but godlike power, but on the left-hand side. Okay? It's not the real power of the Lord like the real Israelites will have. Okay? And this is Minority Report. I ended with this, just tying certain little things into this, okay? Based on a story by famed science fiction writer Philip K. Dick, quote, Minority Report is an action detective thriller set in Washington, D.C. in 2054, where police utilize a site, and look how close we are to that. Cars were flying in that movie, by the way. Okay? Utilize us, and everything was would be the image of the beast, and that's what made it so difficult. No different than the other movie I was going to bring up, which was both versions of Total Recall. Another implanted memory movie. I guess I have to grab it. I'll just do it like this. It says technology to arrest and convict murderers before they commit their crime. Okay? Let's read it again. Where police utilize a psychic technology to arrest and convict murderers before they commit their crime. Okay? And they believe in that movie, when you watch it, it was pre-crime is what they call it, right? And I did a video of this, I believe, some time back, but it says here, pre-crime technology is what I Googled, right? In AI Overview said, pre-crime technology refers to systems that use data analysts, AI, and algorithms to predict and prevent future harmful activities, both in cybersecurity and law enforcement. Now, that didn't describe the psychic technology that the movie had. They really had 3 psychics, okay, in the movie that's foreseen it. Together, they foresee things and they project it out. And the police use that to stop crimes before they ever begin, right? Well, that's this. And it's another movie, just throwing a bunch of movies at you. Deja vu was when they can go back into the past a certain amount of time, 4 days or whatever it is, and they get one more look at it. You get to go back, but once you go through, it just happens. You just go through and you do what you can and see what you want. Another good movie. But and he said in the movie, I spend my life as a cop trying to protect people, and I'm always got to fix it after the crime is made. I like to save somebody before the crime happens, which is this pre-crime idea. Okay, the term is inspired by the science fiction story and film Minority Report, where psychic precogs foresee crimes before they happen. But they're using data analysts, AI, and algorithms, and they're going to classify and what's the word? Accuser of your brethren. Okay, from Revelation the 12th chapter. I think it's the 10th verse. The word accuser there is categoreo. They're going to put you in a category. I'll grab it. That's what I'm talking about. Chapter 12, verse 10, in the KJV says, and I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now has come strength of salvation in the kingdom of our God, for the power of his anointed, Yahamashiach Yahushai. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them before our God day and night. Now, when you get into accuse, and he's going to try to accuse us to sanction us to be killed by the Father. Okay, let me get down to the word accused, categoros. Okay, categoreo, accuser. Go into the word to accuse, to judge, to make an accusation of extrajudicial accusations. Synonyms. Let's see what we got. Accusation, crime. To accuse with primary reference to the grounds of the accusation, right? The crime. To make a verbal assault which reaches its goal, to accuse formally before a tribunal, bring a charge against publicly. And that's this devil trying to accuse us before the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Okay? That he'll continue to send angels to persecute us and to keep us in captivity. Okay, but when you really get into it, the word category, let's go to it, because categoreo is where that word is. Let's get it. Okay. 1580, the highest notion. Categoreo, accusation, prediction, category. Categorizing, speak against, to accuse, assert, predicate. Down to, against, to disclaim in the assembly, from the board, public assembly, together. The Greek verb's original sense of accuse had weakened to assert name. By the time Aristotle applied cultural Korea to the 10 classes of expression, that there is no way composite. All right, that's later terms, but we know what year this was made. What exactly is meant by the word category, whether in Aristotle or I must confess I have never been able to understand. Let's see. The sense of any very wide or distinctive class, any comprehensive class of persons or things from the 1660s category should be used by no one who is not prepared to state that he does not mean class, that he knows the difference between the two. Okay, yeah. And it shows you how they broke the word down. But it still goes into that. And basically fit it into a box. You're saying this is what you are. Boom, this is what you were thinking. This is what you do. This is what you like. And put you over there. When you get a label, that's why a good name is better than fine ointment. Because once your name is tainted and put into a category that isn't described as, you, it could be anything done to those in that category. Okay? To make long but short of it, tapping you back into the Black Mirror. Okay? Nosedive, social credit score. Social media score hits the jackpot. Okay? A woman's desperate to boost her social media score hits the jackpot when she's invited to a swanky wedding, but the trip doesn't go as planned, right? She takes a nosedive, her points, her score. Playtest, another one. Okay, an American traveler short on cash signs up to test a revolutionary new gaming system, but soon can't tell whether the hot game ends and reality begins. Can't tell where. Okay. Shut Up and Dance. Okay, San Juan Apparel, Man Against Fire. That's the chip in him in that one. It says the future soldier, Stripe and Raymond must protect frightened villagers from an infestation of vicious feral mutants. But that's what his chip makes him think it is. Spoiler. All right. These shows and these movies are all showing you different things. Now, let me show you the Total Recall real quick, and then I'll close. And you see there's two of them from 2012 and one from 1990. I've seen them both. I was a big fan of the 1990 Schwarzenegger film. The other one, I measured it to the Schwarzenegger, and I shouldn't have, but it's probably just as good, telling a very similar. And the visuals were good, futuristic, but I didn't go back and spiritually fine-tooth comb it like I've seen the other one from my past, right? Okay, and you see right there, I found that where he's in this thing there. He's locked in, but he's getting the Matrix, all of that VR, all of that's the same. That grain, it's the same idea of implanting ideas and controlling you through your mind. Okay, whether you're uploaded into the metaverse or whatever, however they do it. Okay, or they're playing it out inside your subconscious. Same thing he told Neo. What is real? If real is just a series of electrical impulses, you can make something real or not. You can program that. Okay. Douglas Quaid overview. Douglas Quaid is a bored construction worker in the year 2084. Look how these people's pride is, who dreams of visiting a colonized Mars. Right, this man. When I go up to heaven, okay, I will ascend among the stars. I will be like the Most High. Okay, he visits Recall, a company that plants false memories into people's brains in order to experience the thrill of Mars without having to travel there. But something goes wrong during the procedure. Quaid discovers that his entire life is actually a false memory, and that the people who implanted it is in his head now want him dead. Like, very good movie, man. They don't make movies quite like that. Everybody's a superhero in movies. Even though he was a big action, sensation, big action movie, it still was a good, story told that way. Okay? And it's always dystopian. It's always a evil boss. But they're good movies. Okay? And they tell a lot about the future. Okay? Prophetically. And like I quoted, this is the image of the beast that you won't be able to buy or sell. It'll have complete control because you see it in some of these, the way it's written or the way they show it. And it's a leisure thing. Oh, we can go to the Mars without going to Mars, just be an implanted memory and all of this and that. But at the same time, so it's the same thing as say if you're as a bullet train coming here to Vegas, okay, or anywhere around the world, you can just implant the occasion. And what are people doing now? They're live streaming. Okay. Only thing they don't get to do is smell what the atmosphere is like. Be there, feel the temperature, and do all those other things. They can do it from their smartphone. But they want to be inside the people because as much as you are scrolling and doing all this on these computers and these phones and this internet, they can't control and police what's inside your thoughts. And that's where the Minority Report part comes in. But yeah, check these movies out. You can watch them with a spiritual implication. And they're very good movies, if you keep that type of eye on it. And also, as we should be doing everything, filtering it through the scriptures. What comes to mind when you see that? Just a couple of movies that came to mind and kept sparking other movies. This man wants complete godlike power. He wants his blessing back. A lot of videos on that, so check them out. So Lord willing, the movie list, and it wasn't a top 10 or nothing like that, but just a bunch of spiritual movies that we make references to here in The Truth. And this is just a few out as they come up, and I build up a few more and more current events pop off. I'll try to show them. So Lord willing, and I didn't bring up the article. Let me see if I could bring up that article. I didn't bring it up, but let's see if I can actually bring it up where they're talking about the pre-crime. Here we go. Pre-crime technology. August 1st. Okay. Matter of fact, let's go to this one in the Forbes. Forbes. Okay. August 14th, 2018 says the future of policing using pre-crime technology. And I think there was a video way back when of this. I don't remember if I did it way back then, but this is it. When it comes to today's technology, this is in 2018. Science fiction rarely remains fiction long. Technology has revolutionized parts of our daily lives, from healthcare to transportation. Apps on our phones track our fitness and summon Uber rides. With pre-crime technology, law enforcement is poised to leap into the 21st century with data-driven predictive policing. Okay, and you can check this out. I'll probably put this one in for you. Okay. And this one's from thetimes.com. This is from 2025, August 1st. Pre-crime profiling is no longer a fantasy. The ability to foresee those who will commit violent crimes has been a criminologist's dream. It should give us pause. Okay, and this is referring back to that movie where he's going through it. This week, the UK government introduced an artificial intelligence violence predictor into the prison system, a tool to analyze factors such as criminal record, age, and behavior to calculate which inmates are most likely to resort to violence so officers can intervene before they do. Okay, while attacks on prison officers increasing, AI profiling of inmates is the latest example of so-called pre-crime technology, based on the dubious theory that science can foresee individual criminal behavior and present it by disrupting, punishing, or restricting potential lawbreakers. All right. So just want to bring this out, showing you that this isn't far-fetched. Okay. These movies are really showing you the reality. And reality is reflecting the technology and the aspiration of this man. So he can pre-crime and get away with murder and lie and do all his bidding. So just want to throw these movies at you. Lord willing, this was edifying, giving all praise and glory unto Yahweh. Until the next one, Shalom.